what they dropped. They've dropped Sova. Did they just drop Sova? They both dropped Sova, I think.
We'll see.
Yes,
see how it looks.
Over, they both switched to Raze. So there you go. As we move on to Split, the first time I'm going to get to see Split. We obviously had it yesterday in the matchup of started from CS versus Purple Cobras.
Correct. I love a bit of Split. I think it's probably one of the best to watch, and I like to play it personally. I've always preferred maps that take a little bit more quote-unquote strategic approach. So it should be quite fun to see how these two teams play it out. NIP will be on the defensive side, and on the attacking side, we'll have those guys, the Polish squad. I want to see how these guys look. We'll get to see a full picture of what they look like. And I saw a mid-take with the player lingering towards A. It does look like it's going to be a straight-to-heaven sort of split. And we go against 3 players, so Jet gets contact, and well, Jet goes down. That's luckeRRR removed.
Immediately just sitting underneath them, waiting for them to go by. Oh, he whipped the first couple, but he gets away with it. Manages to find the spike carrier as well. Reto will manage to take him down, but he bought enough time for his team to get in position. Spike plant still not gone down. You can see they're already ready to go. So, Hip coming around the side. The Rhyme up above. But it's a 3-man hold. You can see the hit points are pretty low, though. So, big chance here. Both coming in full hit points. Cage trap available if he wants to toss that out. Starxo's got the wraparound though, so he's in heaven above them. That could be the deciding factor as Hip goes looking for it. Starxo will indeed get Rhyme in the back, and that leaves the old man on his own. Hip, how's he still alive? I don't know. He's going to jump around the corner to Reto, and it will be the first round to those guys.
Very nice little hit. I like the Jet positioning. I like the little mid to A split. All okay. All looking good. I think for me, I'm going to be taking it quite slowly because I don't know too much about this team. I don't know too much to what to expect from those guys. If I'm honest, Raze is fine on this map. I still just... I love seeing things with flashes and, you know, and a breach here and there. I'm not opposed to these compositions. It looks like a mid crunch going to come out from NIP, deciding they want to fight mid as best they can. And again, when you're on pistols, why not try and create a little bit of a choke point somewhere, see what you can make out of it. And obviously the team against you did just go for that mid take. So it's definitely a viable piece. If they can make it costly, that's not too bad. We'll see how much they can do. It looks like they're trying maybe capitalize on it now, and it's not worked out so good.
No, kind of expected. A bit of an eco bash, effectively. Look at the one man that's managed to get something out of it. But Zeek will shut him down in the back. So, quick 2-0. Right, here we go then. Big rifle round. This is the one. Let's see what they can bring to the table. The fact that he just get comprehensively slaughtered does mean they're going to be bringing... Ooh, look at going no armor operator. That is some risky business play, especially as the man in the mid.
Looks like he's chomping at the bit to get into mid as well. I wonder if he's going to go aggressive with that. That would be quite something to watch, considering they've been pressuring mid a substantial amount. I want to see what that Jet does. Rhyme can just set up all the util. Very nice little one-way, getting ready if he gets contact. And yeah, Jet's push middle. That's quite nice. And that's a big bit of information garnered. They're going to see that boombot. They know that there's some pressure there. No one's in mid. I'd have been wondering if maybe the Sage would have liked to maybe swing to heaven, but they put a lot of faith in their Cypher to lock down that B site.
I just wonder if they're going to get caught out by the man coming out of sewers, because they're going to start thinking, okay, nobody's mid. They're going to be wrapping around to B. And that little backstab from sewers, I think it's Zeek that sat there.
God, those global omen fakes are really throwing them through a loop. They've just drawn the Jet away, kept Raze dedicated towards A.
Oh, he's back. Look, he's behind him. He's just walked straight past him without checking. The criminal chance of don't check every corner.
That is going to be punished. And honestly, credit to the Cypher to stay alive. Rhyme's playing great on this. Finally gets outdone, but luckeRRR falling is the bigger loss here.
Well, Starxo, almost with the point blank there. Spike will probably get planted, but CREA, look and see where he's going to go. He's managed to switch across to the A site.
Spike planted.
But the problem is that's left it in a one-on-one. And now he's Shroud steps. Oh, that was a close one. 33 health, armor stripped off. That was a balls to the wall play to switch away from your... not sure I agree with that play. In a 2v1 and you switch it to a 1v1.
Yeah, it was very risky because the Jet wasn't going to be able to get there quick enough. The plant was open enough that the Jet could probably get eyes on it. But, you know, whichever way you get there, 3 rounds to the good is certainly going to help. And honestly, I thought Rhyme did enough. But no, the rotations were misread. Those global smokes coming out from the Omen on the attacking side that went through from B garage over towards the kind of rafters area, just, you know, deep towards A, definitely caught them off. It pulled 2 players to be very dedicated towards that A site when obviously that wasn't the case. So clearly those guys have a really nice approach to kind of drawing rotations and punishing it, which is essentially the name of the game on Split, which is why a lot of people who enjoy more theoried approach to Valorant and, you know, these style games likes this map. Now we do have a pause coming in. Hopefully that's resolved nice and quick. But yeah, I really do like this map when teams are very good at punishing rotations.
Well, I'm just waiting for the pause to be sorted out. I wonder, NIP, could we see another shock result coming through? That would very much surprise us. Switch into the camera. They just want to see the cat. There's like dead cat there.
That's a cat. It looks
what
like
could surprise you even more is cat there. Cat on the mic. That's the pressure.
Cat really likes the mic too.
It's just.
Oh my god.
Is this ASMR? Is this suddenly turned into ASMR? Just eating the mic. But anyway, the pause is still on at the moment, so we're just waiting for that to sort itself out. But did someone forget a delay? Is that what happened? Can't have been, right?
Who knows? I'm not sure. I hope not. But no, I again, I like the approach from the attacking side. The key to being very good on the attack is to try and draw rotations to the incorrect bomb site, because it's such a long rotation route. So even if you pull them away from mid, let's say you pull the Jet or the Sage or whomever away from mid, that gives you that extra 10 seconds to get a spike plant and slightly better post plants, and obviously you get a favorable fight on the site. So if you're able to do that on the attacking side, it's a really, really nice approach to it, and it's something that the good teams are able to do on a consistent basis. So far, the Polish team's done that. So NIP are going to be kind of on red alert here. The money hasn't been great with them, though, but that was the first rifle round, so they needed that.
It's the classic, there's an FPS problem, I need to restart. Did someone have a 0 start, do you think? A 0 kill start? It's the classic FPS issue. But anyway, so someone has restarted, so we're back resumed. And here we go. Game on, ladies and gentlemen. 3-0 start for those guys. NIP obviously on the pistols now, so it is just going to be an eco hold for them. See what they can do. They have double stacked at B. And gone, obviously, as you'd expect, very passive. Hip's going to try and catch somebody in the back on the pass-through. And Rhyme's actually started off well. That's Starxo. That's the operator down on long. Whether they can rescue that one, and that's what they're going to try to. Fearoth, though, is going to be walking straight into Reto.
Go on, boombot it. Oh, Fearoth.
He allowed him to have it.
Rhyme! Are you kidding me? He backed him up, so as soon as the steps were heard and Reto probably wanted to re-peek into it. Oh, this is a bit of a fumble. Luckily, for the attacking side, they probably didn't see the spike there. Now the timing's not worked out. Nice utility on the counterplay, but that's definitely thrown a bit of a spanner in the works to take the attacking side down to just 3.
CREA's still here, though. He's got himself a judge, and this is dangerous. Coming around. Oh, showstopper! Can't stop a judge, that's for sure. Jotka will take him down, and this is getting very expensive now. Jotka pushes on through, but this is a 2-on-2. They have managed to collect the weapons as well, but it's going to have to be a long rotate for luckeRRR to try and get around it. I think is it Ryan that's with him? I didn't see who was on the Cypher.
Yes, it would be. It's Cypher. Yep.
Yep. So it's the original NIP boys, I guess we can say, but they're going straight up the ropes into Jotka. Nicely defended.
Yeah, falls away from the angle, buys a bit more time. They know he's up towards ropes. They definitely heard it. Double stacking now towards ramp. They should be able to catch this unless Rhyme does something magical. He's found a 1v1, which is pretty good. Honestly, Rhyme is such an MVP. I'm really enjoying watching this player play. Now, yes, they haven't won a single round, but you think about the damage done is pretty substantial. This would have been a huge money stack building for the attacking side. Now they have to reinvest, keep the economy a little bit more humble. They can afford it. They're okay. They won the first 4 in a decent fashion, but that's given NIP a chance. They're back, back in the game here, and after a very shaky start, this is going to be a tricky game, I feel. This is going to be very much, NIP needs to get a grip on this quickly.
They're going to try a push down B. You can see it's a triple stack on B. Sneak out, but they're pushing into the operator, I believe it is, so they can maybe try and chase him down. Instead, they're just going to force him away. They've gone very aggressive, continued to follow. CREA's actually caught one out as well. And look at this, they push right around the back of Starxo. We're not watching the action. We're going to switch across to it, hopefully. as they do try and get around, but in the end, it was a simple one-for-one trade. A lot of shots missed and traded. But now that's given them control, and look at this wraparound from behind. This is massive. The Omen is in the back of them. The wall goes down. Hip's going to get the res, and look at this. They're going to try and push around, and here comes the Omen from behind. CREA is there, and guns down 4 of them. A brilliant play from NIP there.
CREA, known to be one of the best Omens in the world, and you're seeing why. 100% in Europe. I'd put him up there straight away. No doubts. I'd argue world. I think CREA really capitalizes on what a Omen can do. And you saw it there. Just, you know, right behind enemy lines. Gets the job done. Bit of a misplay on the wall as well from Jotka there, because you can jump up on the boxes on the other side. I think he was considering getting a clean fight on CREA. Not going to happen. You had Hip there to back him up. Double up now in play for the defensive team. So very nicely handled by NOP, but honestly, that was an individual piece coming out from CREA.
The ace for CREA has set the motion of their first round. Tries the shoulder peek, but is he expecting the close push? So there's going to be the fake comes out, the shrouded step goes through, as my phone alarm goes off. Nice. I love that one, but Ryan manages to get himself a quick double as well. That was a push over on Ace side. Jotka will get the res through, and they're going to push on through the cage trap. That's never going to work out well. Ryan does finally get taken down, and now the Ace side is being pushed, but the plan is a long way off as luckeRRR gets in position and lands the shot along with Fearoth.
Yeah, and also note there was the adjustment of position. Rhyme sitting on A that time, so keeping it tricky for the offensive side to read where he's going to be, where the traps are going to be. He'd been traditionally playing B until that point, but you saw CREA over there that time. So nice to see a little bit of, you know, fluid approach to the game, kind of switching things up on the fly, keeping people guessing. And you're still going to have the same here again. So Rhyme this time posted up towards A, you still got the traps there, and you have CREA sitting towards B. Rocking a Vandal too. Love to see a Vandal or two there. It's always fun. Pretty full commit to this. And I wonder what the attacking side do now. We've had the answer from NIP. They've definitely shown they've got a little bit of teeth in this. Now hearing that util coming through, CREA won't be fussed by this. He'll be fine. But he knows they're considering this. This Vandal could tear him up.
Giving his position away a little bit too early. Zeek does manage to get the hop around. That's going to be a weapon in their hands. Showstopper, where's he going? Does it manage to find its target? No. Fearoth up close. That satchel's right in the face of Starxo. Dark cover will go down. That's going to lock him up for now, as the rest of the team will rotate through. And here comes Hip. Gets inside. The ARs have arrived. And Ryan comes around the side and leaves Zeek all alone. The backer site, he will go down. Ryan rushes on through, and the defuse doesn't even need to come out. They didn't get the spike down. Stuck in the back corner there.
Yeah, the use of Raze to deny plants, especially on B, is pretty big. As much as B is a pretty, you know, it's a fairly sized site, the default plant spot is very easy to satchel, nade, spam. You'll see teams often blindly putting util towards it, and it works more often than not. Now, luckeRRR could be in the right place at the right time here. Ops in play might peak on the ramp. We haven't seen too much of this A approach from those guys. We've seen it on the pistol rounds, but we haven't seen too much of a full intent. But this looks more default. They've got a bit of a spread. They're not overly doing anything. Maybe just trying to see what's going on. luckeRRR, 100% though, seeing that jet make that cross is going to put them on red alert.
Waits. Nothing been given. But again, getting that first blood, we were talking about it in the G2 game, can be so pivotal. Does give them mid control. luckeRRR's about to get a peek. The dark cover's about to clear. And he actually now has a clean angle, but holding his position. It's Fearoth. Open B heaven. Dark cover repositioned again, so shrouded step comes through, catches one. Fearoth will peek out the side. And then immediately backs away. Neural theft used very early actually there to give the positions away, and look at the minimap. CREA's already on the move. CREA's looking, I think he's kind of like, I want to go, but he's been told to hold station because they've realized the rotate's coming on, and luckeRRR will catch Reto off. That was the backstab for those guys, and it puts them in a real tough situation with 30 seconds to go. It's going to be a save.
Yeah, Reto was revealed by that neural theft from the opposing sides, from his, you know, opposing number. So beautifully played. Again, yes, it's an early one, but I like that. They didn't have full vision on the potential hit towards the rafters or heaven side of A. So using that, they just kept control of it. This should be a save. Keep the guns. If they can take one away, sure. CREA's going walkabouts. He's got 5.5 in the bank anyway, so he can afford to lose this if he wants to, or if he has to. Probably do more damage to them than the other way around. Spots him out. Don't know how much he's going to be able to get out of it. Yeah, wall's going up. They're going to try and just stick this one out. They should be fine. Do get to manage to bring those 2 guns forward into the next round at least, but 4-4. Perfect answers from NIP now. And to me, Rhyme is just having a brilliant game overall. I was impressed with how well he held on towards B at the start. And he's back there now. So keeping this kind of fluid approach really is going to make it very hard to read for those guys. I'm not sure they're going to be able to work it out. And that double up hasn't truly been broken yet.
That goes there.
Interests me that they've changed roles effectively. So on the previous map, Zeek was playing the Cypher and Reto was on the Sova, so they've obviously wanted to bring Raze into the game. So Zeek switched over to the Raze from the Cypher, and Reto has switched over to the Cypher. Very interesting, especially with when Cypher's such a technical agent to play as well. See that they will make these adjustments. Dark cover tossed through, and a default spam coming through. So 4 rounds unanswered for both sides. Obviously, those guys collecting the pistol and running away with it in the opening. But since then, the defensive side of NIP has very much been stalwart, based off the back of the ace coming out from CREA. This mid-play. Wall goes down. They're rushing straight in towards Fearoth. He has to back away. He has to respect it. Starxo tries to come in, but doesn't land the initial shot. Trying to bounce over that wall. They are flooding into the B site, though.
Yeah, Fearoth, though, is able to readjust, able to reposition. He's going to buy a little bit of time for those rotations. Does get trained off the hips there. Rhyme's gone down, but now CREA. CREA is just kind of the end of the line for them. He's in always those annoying places. Star's going to have to dig deep with this. Does have the Vandal to hand, so certainly some potential, but the spike down in a tricky spot would have to cross past luckeRRR, who's watching this. They know where that spike is. Well, there it is. Cross comes in. They definitely heard it. Spike now recovered, 15 seconds. There isn't enough time to go anywhere else. Has to just take the fight. luckeRRR gets it, and it's shut down. It got deadly, but NIP just playing it very well again. Losing 3, but maintaining the round. They're going to cap out on money now.
Yeah, capping out. They can see luckeRRR 9k, so he's just buying all his util, buying everything, buying a couple of presents for some kids on the corner, seeing what he can do. But as you say, like 15 seconds, they read it well and just held the angle. Even with a bit of rope play, he was trying to be as noisy as he could on the rope to give the position away, but sort of suggests that he was maybe making his way to A site, but no time. 5-4. And in fairness, this is relatively defensive-sided. Oh, look at this. Oh, CREA tucked up close with the judge, and they are all coming into this. This could be nasty. This could be nasty. Gets 1, gets 2, gets 3, and doesn't get 4. The luckeRRR actually took it away, but I'm pretty sure CREA put some damage down. Paranoia through. Tries to shrouded step back out the side, but the damage has been done. I mean, yes, it was. I think it was it an eco bass? I don't think it was. It was Spectres,
no,
right?
Rifles.
Yeah. Oh dear.
That was incredibly good. I mean, this is what I mean about CREA, though. Between him and Rhyme, I love what they're doing in this map. They're leaving that 3-man hit squad to kind of control middle, which is obviously such a heavily contested point, but goddamn does it help to have 2 incredibly good players on the extremities. You have CREA, who's incredibly creative, really nice kind of approach to the game, and then you'll have, you know, Rhyme on the other side, who's a safe pair of hands, able to pop off, and Zeek, no info, no anything. You've had these players, you know, pushing the back constantly. So what are you meant to do here? I don't know. I don't know if you're even going to be able to save for this long as well. 35 seconds is a very long time.
Chat being very creative with the pictures they can create now. This is getting impressive. There's some docks. I'm seeing some Putins. I'm seeing some obviously a lot of G2s in there as well. Good to see you guys spending your time wisely. So, can they hunt down the last weapon? I don't think it's really going to matter too much. Just 12 seconds on the clock. It is just the one man. Pick a weapon, any weapon, CREA. Which one do you want? The judge has done you well. And actually, he's going to find him, isn't he? He's going to find him. 1 second to go. 6 seconds left on the clock, and he's going to push it. And Zeek gets the double. Okay, didn't matter. They're on 9k.
Yeah, at that point, it's fine. They can reinvest. Hip hasn't had to do much this game, if I'm honest. Like, we saw that quite nice wall coming in, some nice supporting play. But as much as, you know, we're not talking about luckeRRR, Fearoth, and Hip, it's because those two players on the extremities are having outstanding moments. They're playing very well here. Again, let's take into account those guys did look good on the pistol. The first gun round did come in and they played it very well, but since then it has been the NIP show. So we've got to see, excuse me, a bit of an answer back. We haven't seen one really. We haven't seen that answer they want to run. It looks like they want to try some mid-pressure here though, but their money, well, we know it's not going to be great.
Cheeky start. luckeRRR once again gets Starxo down. Quick hit and run. Peeks out and immediately repositions. And look at this. He's going to reposition and find another. He's backing away, but I've got a feeling he will. Yes, he does. Reto goes down. That was the peak on ramp. Doesn't work out for them. And now the mid is completely locked down in control. They're just going to try. Oh, is it going to be a little peek back with the shells? The blast backs. Oh, no. Right on his head. It's going to be on nothing. Yes, he will. Fearoth will finish him off.
Oh, the jumping kind of wall bang. Like, nothing's nice about that. Nothing feels good about that. And we got to give, you know, we didn't get to see that game, but those guys took this to a third map, which is quite impressive. NIP have been probably argued to be one of the teams out there that could potentially challenge G2 down the end. For now, though, this is the game that's in front of them, and 7-4 is a pretty commanding scoreline. They should be considering that semi-final now, waiting. Unless those guys can really turn it up. Yes, this is the thing, right? This map looks very great for the defensive side when you can afford the double ops, when you have that fleshed out economy, when you're fine. However, when you get broke on the defensive side, you can't afford ops. You lose mid control. You can't get your utility up. You do see attacking teams posting great numbers. The adjustments the map had means that mid is very viable. But we haven't seen that really come through. Rhyme there. Again, setting all his goodies up. The one-ways galore. And again, mid pressure. Do they win it this time, though?
Pushing on down. luckeRRR finds the one. I don't even know how he managed to land that one before going down. Tried to tailwind away, but Zeek did catch him. So it was a 2-for-2 trade in the end. A 2-for-1 trade, sorry. As Starxo gets another. And suddenly, it is a 3v2. They're going to get the Resurrect through as well. Jotka's going to find CREA as well. And that takes it to the last man. Looking like a 7-5 first half here. Not too bad. I don't think both teams would be upset about that.
No, and I like what Starks did there. He held for the push from the extremities, which is where they've been getting most of their decisive wins in that regard for NIP. So, you know, when the mid-fight's going on, they'll push CREA up and they'll push Rhyme up on B&A, and then they remove a lot of map control away from the attacking side. So even if they do win out in mid, which they didn't all that often, they can't do much with it from that point because all those extremities, all those additional angles just aren't covered. So that was a really good play actually from Starks to be able to sit there, be patient, catch the player off guard as soon as they try to push up. So nice little game changer there. But 7-5, as you said it, pretty decent. I would say the one thing is a little bit more stock into NIP running the gun rounds in that, but it could happen for those guys as well. They've got to get that good start. Frenzy and Armor to start with. Damn.
That's a new one. We'll see the Frenzy changes. Just trying to figure out if you can do it. The classic change, I was actually surprised that obviously when Pit was pretty vocal about the classic change and saying that's it, going ghost only now from now on. But wow, you really want to get that boost read. So you're actually backed into the wall there. It didn't work out for him though. Boosts are harder than they look in this game.
They are. Bit of a stack towards B. Very light towards middle for the newly appointed defensive side. Those guys kind of leaving it open. And I think NIP are going to get the feel for that soon. They've been kind of, you know, shoulder peeking in towards heaven. There's nothing there. So they might be able to split this in half. I'm a little interested. Let's see if they read this well. If I was NIP, I'd say give me a sec. Let me work mid a bit here because we're not getting anything. We're getting nothing. And now with that Omen smoke coming through, that does allow the play towards heaven. But I think this is going to be a B split and this is going to be a misplay. This could go terribly wrong. And I think it's just purely off the back. This is what they decided to do at the start of the round. Now it's down to Jotka to try and change those odds for those guys.
Tries to catch the drop down, won't work out for him. Does manage to get the one in the end, but it cost him a little too much. And CREA does manage to push on through though. But look at Starky, gets himself a quick double, but he gets taken down. And now we're down to a 2v1 as CREA finishes that job and Zeek goes down. And NIP get themselves the important pistol. And now we could see them start to run away with the game.
Certainly could. I mean, they kind of, I felt like they just started that with the plan. It was like, okay, we just want to kind of end on B. Once they got that mid control and no one fought you, no one did anything, I'd have hit the brakes because I'd have felt out maybe this is a stack, right? If you make it all the way up mid on split on attack, no one fights you near heaven, you maybe get one slow, but no fight, no shot, no nothing. I get worried that, oh, are they stacking A? Are they stacking Heaven? But hey, NIP forced the issue. They press it, and it works, and they're going back to B again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Reto in a 1v5 on site. Almost certainly will be the retake. There's actually 2 in Heaven now, as I say that. So kind of has that backed up support. Tailwind across. Reto can't make it work. Ghost comes through, but Zeek does pick one off in the process. Coming around the back of him as well. Lucka doing what he can, trying to save for that operator in the next round. Using that Ghost as best he can. Should be able to collect one of the weapons lying on the floor, but he's going to be the man at the back. Now, with the slow orb down, the retake is almost certainly going to have to be a little bit slow here. 3v4 retake. They've got to look for one of those big opening picks. And with a Ghost, it's going to be tricky. Oh, look at this wrap around the back. The wrap around the back. I mean, it is only a Ghost, but he's sneaky. And his Lucka that comes out on top.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's like you build it up, you're like, oh, it could happen. And, well, one shorty to find Lucka. Could find another, maybe. No, not this time. NIP alive with 3, not too bad. They'll be okay going through the motions on that one. Couple of costly moments, but with the spike being planted, they're getting a lot of the kind of win conditions at work as well. You know what I mean? That sort of situation, it's all going right for them. The buy this time could be a bit interesting. They could spread the wealth so they could get more of the phantoms up, but this traditionally does go the way of those guys, right? Like, if you look at the money, they get the full rifles armor up against the leftovers of the previous round. So I'm wondering, you know, how they spread the money on this one for NIP and what they want to do with it. I'd like to see something, you know, quite quick, pacey, bring those SMGs to a range they can do something with.
That comes through. Mixwell goes. Sorry, Mixwell. Where am I doing? I just saw the jet and it's got Mixwell in my head. Lucka goes aggressive, but it kind of backfires on him. He got caught out there. There's quick tailwind across as well. Gives the position. And that slow orb will catch 3 of them in the motions. The paint shell's also coming through on top of it. Does manage to force the rotate here as they dive the spike down sewer. But what is waiting for them in middle? If they were to go that way, we can see the raise is in position and Jotka shuts Rhyme down, and that A-site play has gone horribly wrong for them. But are they reading the rotate? They
are. And let's see if Zeek can do it. Oh, not the time to make a fumble. Not the time at all. That's a gun across. I think that was a Vandal. So that's a big gun to be collected. They are going to be good to get the rotations, but they're into a 2v3 on either side, whichever way they want to go. So they do have favorable numbers, but obviously bigger weaponry and players in the right place to receive them. Start going to do well to find hit, but now look at the HP on Reto. That's pretty low.
Starxo is took down below. I don't think they realized he was there. So good work from him, and Reto will get Fearoth down. So the first rifle round for those guys goes in their favor. Let's see if they can build on that. Zeke's going to be struggling. Everybody else should be golden. They managed to keep a lot of their phantoms in there, so someone's going to buy for him. Okay, all good.
So this is the one where we see NIP on the big rifle. So they can get orbs out. They get everything they want. It's the carryover.
The bone,
if you ever see it, if you see the 3 rounds, then you're like, oh, okay, that's gone. That's pretty drastic. But this is good. This is really nice for those guys. This gives them a window of opportunity. If they get this one, then they get to set the money way far back for NIP. So this is the big task for them. This could have a big knock-on effect if they actually claim this win. So let's see what that jet can do.
Well, the A hit didn't work out for them last time. Just more a default, if anything, just to see if they can find one of those opening picks. Little jump peek by Reto there. It was, I don't think who I was watching, doing a really nice jump jiggle peek here. I can't think who it was, but it absolutely threw the attackers off completely, and they can totally whiff their shots. If you can get it right, those little jump, you know, lean peeks, and you're like in and out, zip peek. It can be so well executed, but that's the paranoia down onto Reto. Forces him to back away, and a quick shrouded step from CREA as well gets himself in the position, but Zeek up on high had a bit of a sense, and Jotka was in position. A hit coming through. What are they going to do? Oh, the paranoia on the defensive. It was Starky. I think he caught all 3 of them there with the paranoia. The Bladestorm doesn't connect. He's trying to find him in the cloud burst. Not going to work out. Oh, and the shrouded step was badly timed there. And Lucka catches him out.
Spike's not down, it is now. So this actual retake's got a bit of potency to it just because they're so close by. But Lucka would love to change that. Instantly keeps a massive favor to the newly appointed attacking side of NIP now in this post-plant scenario. these two players would have to do something pretty wonderful to find an avenue back in. Isolating Luck is pretty good. No trade to come out either. Clearing as they go. Zeek doing well on this.
The Cloudburst down to try and cover off, but Fearoth pushes into it and takes Zeek down, and that leaves the one man on site. Will be found. Hip will get him. Collects himself, the operator as well, and survives the paint shells. I was wondering.
Gets a little nerve-wracking, doesn't it? But NIP back on track. They're kind of running with the economy now. You've got to look on the other team. I don't know what they can really get for a buy. It's going to be a little bit rough. 3.9 is not too bad. 4.2, so they can fashion something together. It might just be missing a couple of pieces, so I'm wondering what they go for here. Considering the scoreline as well, once there's double digits against you, you don't have those kind of, long runs to bank on. So it's a tricky moment for them. We'll see what they go for here.
Aggression from the side from B side. No, he's going to step away. Thought about it. I think he was maybe looking at. He hasn't got any traps or cameras down. He's got nothing down at the moment. So starved for util. Couldn't afford it clearly because you can see he's bringing nothing to the table. And well, CREA just tucked away. Finally, will toss himself down. The trap, so well timed actually, catches Fearoth before he can get the ult. He gets the spray down and CREA. The res will come through, but he's doing so much damage, and Jotka gets back in position, and NIP cut down by Reto and Jotka. Really well played. The last man holding the position, but Rhyme will go down. And those guys look solid there on defense with a flawless victory.
There it is. Live to fight another day. Their economy stays alive for now. It's doing all right. Look how low it could have been potentially there. They would have been in a real bad spot, but nice bailout from Jotka. Nice little play there. And actually, most of the players on this team are turning up. I mean, it's not like one player's popping off. I was a bit worried we might have that like one hard carry. No, everyone's pulling their weight here. Everyone's got that potential to kind of do very, very well. So, bit of an Aayley for the attacking side. Kind of 3-1-1, but we'll see if they commit to this, see if they find success elsewhere. A couple of smokes, a lot of presence towards mid, but with the jet in mid of Starks, they're not worried until they get contact.
I think I'm kind of undecided whether they were just confused by the lack of utility there and thinking maybe B was open. Because there was nothing down, and obviously, like you say, he was on, I think he was on 5 and 12 before then, but Reto pops off. But we see Rhyme getting picked off there. Sorry, not Rhyme. It was luckeRRR picked off. Did the job. Coming through. Okay. Going straight in towards an Omen play, and he's actually shooting through the smoke. They're going to try and push on through. Yes, it is pistols. Trim what they can. And the showstopper will go exactly where it planned. It's not going to be the classic that you've seen in many clips, keeping himself all four bundled together with a showstopper, but it did enough damage.
Yeah, this two-play hit score towards A needs to back out of this. They've got 35 seconds, so that Cypher needs to get moving. They need to get some ground gained. I don't know if they're going to be able to dig out that Sage easily from that little kind of L-bend at the back by Heaven.
If Jotka stops them anything with 20 seconds left, it's just going to stall out the attack.
Yeah, let's see what Jotka can do. And I wonder if Jotka lets them pass or maybe tries to get the last player. They've got to go fast, though. 13 seconds. You kind of got to make your play now. Oh, Jotka's whiffed it. He went for the in-between. Oh, no. At least you got raised there now. I guess Zeke's on the case, but the spike's planted nonetheless.
Got to get it down. Got to do what they can. The paint shells are going to be right on the button. We'll just peek around the side. They doubled up! They doubled up! The criminal offense has been done. And luckeRRR gets himself a 4K. And that should never have been their round.
It really shouldn't. And I'd love to say NIP, doing crazy things, but they did great to be able to pull that back in. But let's look at a couple of mistakes. Obviously, Jotka, he either, it's that either you go early enough to try and catch him on the way, you try and take the one-to-one head-up fight, hope that you get potentially two of them, or you listen for the steps, let them pass, maybe catch the last. Kind of went halfway in between, made a shot, didn't land it, feels weird, had to back away. Support got there, spike went down, and then they doubled up on the retake, facing in like that. Oof. Opens up a can of worms. Now, back into this though. NIP on their big lean towards A, and I don't know if Starks has seen this boost on the wall they like to do. It's a dirty little off angle. He knows it now. He won't be looking back there anytime soon.
No,
Omen
absolutely.
might, though.
Tried to work it for him. Omen gets around the corner, but yeah, Starky taken down straight away by Fearoth. And now Ryan putting the pressure onto Starks. He tries to step away in heaven, but they're pushing in on site. Starks does manage to get the one down. They have still managed to clear him off, and Starks goes down. That's the site taken. And it will be a 4-man hold.
I know exactly where you are.
And, well, Jotka's going to have to back away. I think it's going to have to be a save. Either going to back away for a save. Yeah, they are. Okay. Especially with the Neuro Theft coming in. Nothing they can do.
No. This one's, put a bow on it. It's all wrapped up. And, well, the sad fact of that is I feel like, honestly, those guys could have... Man, when you lose a round like they just did, and this is the situation you get put in, it's very frustrating, I can imagine, for them. Because they were on a pretty, not a massive tear, but they were looking really competitive. They were looking quite solid. They it was like, oh, okay, these guys are actually really going to make them work for it. But now, 12 rounds to 7, one slip up, it's over.
It would have been a 10-8. I think NIP's economy would have been broken as well. If it had gone that way, and so you'd have been looking at possible 10-9. But now here we are at match point, 12-7, 5 match points to face, and well, obviously your opponents are fully stacked out. You're buying what you can because you can see Starks. He's going to be a little starved. Will be able to get himself a rifle there. But it's a choice of utility versus armor right now, it seems, for some of these guys.
Which isn't what you really want going into the final round, is it?
Or they're going aggressive.
God. They're going to pretty push this. Let's see what luckeRRR does. luckeRRR's been pretty on point. Not sure. Gets contact, just heard the shot. So they know that they're there. This will spur on the mid hit. They're going to have to take back some map territory, but this is a big kind of mid-B lean from the defensive side. You've got Omen up there now. This one, Jet's waiting to dive in on this one, but gets smoked off.
Yeah, so that's a reposition. Starky coming over towards the B side. They decided to stack out B as best they could. They're actually still pushing into this one, maybe. Unless they're going to rotate through ropes. It doesn't look like it. They're going to try and force it away, but the initial peak and pick has been in NIP's favor, which is why we're seeing the 2-for-2 rotate. Paranoia goes through as they go for the peak. And nothing gained.
If you're NIP, you can just kind of stall them out a bit. They're under so much pressure here. Take your time a little bit, hit the brakes, see if they try and push back into anything, see if they get up to anything. Zeek, gonna hear those steps for sure. Nade out, backs away. But that's only one player, so keep in mind the main portion of NIP are still towards mid. They're going to cause a couple of rotations. Maybe that Sage again. They're surely going to check on this. They know they were last time. Yeah, they're definitely aware this could be a possibility. Let's see how it goes. The TP's got some potential there on the site here. Omen?
What was he waiting for? I mean, I guess he just didn't expect him to come through either way. I'm not too sure. Maybe caught out, lagged out, who knows? Reto preoccupied. Oh no, there's going to be a showstopper to the face. Fearoth's holding it, nearly actually killed himself with it. Zeek, in the end, will finish the job. So now the rotate's coming, but it's going to be long and slow. The wall's down, you can see up in heaven, or tower, whichever you prefer. It's going to be very tricky. Zeke's going to pop the satchel down. Doesn't manage to land the initial shot. And looking to go Bladestorm. Is he going for this one? Maybe. Doesn't need it. Does go Bladestorm. Switches it across. Gets one down. And Rhyme does the job. It's going to be NIP that will move through to the semi-finals. It was a long, hard-fought battle for them, in fairness. Clearly pushed there to